build a diverse and inclusive environment both here at NC State and at other educational institutions.
At NC State, we make things happen. We make medicine work. We make people safe. We make food better. We make outer space possible. And make inner space better. We make a difference. It works the same way with our people. When it comes to recruitment, we make good decisions.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is John. You've met before, and I'm very glad to introduce him now as a new member of our faculty.
Hi, John.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is John, our newest member of the faculty.
Hello. Good to be here. Thanks. About this. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm very pleased to introduce the newest member of our faculty. This is John.
Hi, John.
Hey. Hey, thanks. Good to be here.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad to welcome to the department our newest faculty member, John.
Sometimes it can feel that way on a search committee, can't it? The same old, same old. Not here. Not at NC State. At NC State, a diverse workforce matters.
We've come a long way in how we approach diversity hiring at NC State, moving from a mindset of what we should not do to a recognition that diversity strengthens an academic community.
And I define diversity broadly to involve not only the standard gender, race, ethnicity, and other categories, protected categories, but I also talk about diverse perspectives, diverse backgrounds. All of those things are really important to us.
But how do you find a diverse workforce? It all begins with the search committee. And the first step in a successful search committee is to not believe everything you hear.
There isn't anyone diverse out there.
You have to have previous experience in higher education to get this job.
The prestige of the institution the candidate comes from is what counts. Harvard will beat out Walla Walla State every time.
I'm not allowed to find the best person. My hands are tied.
It's a done deal. The real candidate has been selected already, so we're just going through the motions for no good reason.
Those are all myths. They're not true. Not here. At NC State, search committees are different. They're engaged, creative, empowered, active, excited. They're focused on building a bright, right future for NC State.
Well, I must confess, I am an alum of NC State, and so I can't separate that lens from which I see the university, because I'm very much grounded in the history and the tradition. So my visit to NC State, back to NC State, was an exceptional visit.
I did feel like there was variability in the extent to which the people I met felt able to make that connection.
The search process was, in my opinion, an impeccable process from beginning to end, from start to finish.
It was extraordinary. It has made a great difference in me being able to envision my future at NC State.
Being on a search committee at NC State is important, with long-lasting effects. You want to make every decision count. These 6 steps developed by the Office for Institutional Equity and Diversity can help. Step 1. Before the search even begins, make it easy for your search committee to succeed. Communicate the educational rationale for faculty-staff diversity. Develop a written recruitment plan and timeline for filling the position. Write a clear and accurate position description geared toward inclusiveness. Educate the search committee on such issues as diversity, equity, affirmative action, and university policies and procedures governing the hiring process. Establish standards and criteria for evaluating applications.
I think it's absolutely essential to sit down, talk, think thoroughly through the entire recruitment process before it even begins, so that ultimately you can arrive at the end result with little to no effort if you're on the right track.
Step 2. Cast a wide net. Be smart. Start recruiting before you need to. Collect the names of promising individuals and forge relationships. Call colleagues in the field and ask for leads. Think creatively. Attend professional meetings. Read articles with an eye toward finding a promising candidate. Tap your network in both education and business, personal and professional. Recruit and advertise in venues that target women and people of color.
I love being on search committees. That was a big part of why I took this job and why I've stayed in this job. There aren't very many opportunities to be so much on the cutting edge of, who are you going to be working with? Who's going to be pushing forward your organization? So in that way, it's super fun to me.
Planning ahead and really seeing what types of things do I need to know from this particular individual before learning what skills they have to offer to that position.
I think search committees should think creatively in terms of first considering what the perception of the university is to those whom you're interested in recruiting. So in other words, if you're interested in recruiting from underrepresented populations, I think it's very important that the university considers its relationship to those communities.
You've done the detective work. You've looked outside the box and found some great diverse candidates. Next, you have to take step 3 and evaluate those candidates objectively. The best way to do that is to develop criteria for evaluation and apply them consistently. Be aware of the impact of unconscious bias in the selection process, from the usual gender and race to credentials and lifestyle. Take the time to evaluate each candidate's entire file. Develop a core set of interview questions that relate directly to the position. Communicate with applicants in a timely, courteous, and professional manner.
Being a public institution, especially one focused on research, it's important to have a rationale for the decisions we're making, the selections we're making, and I think objective evaluation and criteria allows us to be able to do that.
We like to make sure that travel arrangements are done and that they're comfortable, but to show them more of campus than just the inside of a conference room. We've got a great, beautiful campus here, and we've got great people working here, and to make sure they see as much of that as possible. NC State has a unique mission, being a land-grant institution. I think we've done a fantastic job with diversity, and to make sure that they can see that. And the only way they can see that is to see more of the campus and to see more of the people.
Your team has decided on the candidates you like best. Now it's time for step 4, conducting interviews. These tips will help. Organize and plan ahead. Let the job description frame your interview questions. Avoid asking questions unrelated to the qualifications, skills, and abilities needed for the job. Beware of small talk and the potential for illegal or inappropriate questions. Collect information in a systematic manner from various constituencies during and after each interview.
The interview process is a two-way street. While you are evaluating an applicant, understand that the applicant is evaluating you. I would say going into the interview process with that in mind will help make it comfortable both for the interviewers as well as the interviewees. As a committee member, you probably know that you're not going to select someone that you don't feel comfortable selecting, that you don't know enough about. And the same applies for the applicant himself.
That interviewers must be cognizant of the fact that diverse candidates want to be recognized for their scholarship, for their contributions, their expertise, and their strengths. The fact that they are a diverse applicant should be secondary. And so as ambassadors, making sure as you communicate with those individuals, you focus on their credentials and you focus on what they can bring in terms of their scholarship and not the diversity aspect, the ethnic or gender or whatever the diversity dimension is.
You've done your job. You've narrowed the field to your top choices. Now you move on to step 5. Make a welcoming campus visit. Arrange for someone to meet and greet the candidate at the airport. Make sure applicants meet with faculty of similar interests and backgrounds on campus. Schedule a meeting with HR to discuss benefits, work-life resources, relocation services, and dual career assistance for spouses and partners.
I always try to make sure that when I'm interviewing a candidate, I make them feel comfortable. I want them to realize that this is a professional environment and that this is a serious matter in terms of an interview, but also that we're a group that wants to have fun and wants to interact and really wants to make you feel like you're comfortable and that you're part of this process. I think it's essential that the search committee and those involved in the search process be prepared and show organization in the process, because for me it's an indication of how the structure of the organization will play out once you're there.
You've done it. You've brought on board an outstanding, diverse new faculty member. Don't forget the important step 6 after the search. Always follow up with the new hire on a regular basis to help with the transition. Give clearly stated standards and procedures regarding tenure, work performance, and evaluation. Provide mentoring and professional development opportunities. Then, evaluate the effectiveness of the search process to ensure future success and avoid missteps.
I had a lot of support from new friends and colleagues that I met through the orientation process. So that was really, really very important to helping me sort of focus my work and allowed me to develop, my dreams.
I think it's very important for us to do things that constantly reaffirms the employees, the new hires' value and worth and their contributions. Because when a person feels value, when they feel that the university is committed to them and to their success, they're much more likely to stay put.
These 6 steps can help you in your work on the search committee. Best of all, you don't have to go it alone. The Office for Institutional Equity and Diversity can help. They ensure there's a non-discriminatory work and learning environment at NC State and have good advice, tips, and resources for you to use, including an invaluable kickoff presentation on best practices and do's and don'ts. At NC State, we make things happen. We make things real. We make a difference. We are world-class in creating solutions to today's and tomorrow's challenges, from innovative products for the marketplace to innovative faculty in the classroom. We are inventive, creative, engaged, and committed to a diverse workforce. At NC State, we make good decisions on recruitment.
I hope the viewers will learn from this video and be able to apply many of those core messages to building a diverse environment.